Here, still have a little bit of lunch going on here. A little bit of late lunch today, and so that affected my start time for my stream and a bunch of other stuff. So here we go. Control. Post on the social medias real quick. And okay, so what happened here was I started up the game, and I preloaded the game before the stream started. To save time. And immediately, this happened. Metropolis, 70,000 inhabitants now in Treatville. So that is a good way to start session 18 out of 20. Alright, so here we go. Without further ado, let's get into it. Oh yeah, new thing, we can build an airport. So we're going to build an airport. That is a goal. Alright, so last time we added the Young Plains, right? It has high school and a bunch of residential areas. Let me just move some lunch stuff out of the way, because the cat is like, what's going on? Can I eat this? No, okay, you cannot. Alright. So I'm going to just let this sort of do its thing for a while and think about where do I want to put an airport. Now, airports require pretty much flat terrain. And I think this is fairly flat. I haven't really looked. Let's take a look. Airport. Oh, that's the blink. That's... See, right there it says slope is too steep. Like, what's slope? It says very soft slope. Of course, it also requires a road, right? So the road, I would probably have it go the other way so it actually sort of... I can't rotate it, unfortunately, so I can't show you what you mean, but rotate it 90 degrees from where it is at currently. That's the plan. Okay, so I think placing the airport over here is a good idea. Alternatively, down here would be an idea, but because of the ongoing traffic issues here, I'm kind of resistant to the idea of putting in something like an airport that will draw lots of traffic. So let's just jump into it, and we can start by extending this road here. That seems like a great starting point. Let's just extend that out a few blocks. I have a yowling cat now. That's always fun. And then I want to do a side road here. Now I have to be a little bit careful because of the sheer size of the airport. See, this is too steep, but I'm hoping that if I can place it the other way... Is there even room for it here? There is. There is. Alright, so maybe, just maybe, something like this. Maybe all the way down here, actually. This might be a little bit of a clusterfuck, but I am willing to take that chance. Don't snap it. I really have to turn snapping off. Yes. Apparently I do. Is it? Alright. About here. Let's see if that works. Nope. Slope is too steep. So what I would have to do then is flatten it. Oh, you can actually see it. Hi, cat. What are you freaking out about? So this is the flattening or leveling tool, if you will. And I want to place it down here, so I'm gonna Try to go for that. Aye, chef, I do see this is why I never do this. I always forget how to do it. We'll just double that back in. You have to always set like your starting point, basically. And I forgot to do that, so I used, I guess, the last starting point or the default one, whichever. And the result was a big hole in the ground. Not intended. Anyway, I fixed that. Put this in a little bit. So what ends up happening up here, if you can see, is we get sort of this edge on the road. The road becomes the barrier. Everything inside of that road we can level out. It's almost like a wall. Alright. I don't know if that's enough, honestly. Let's see. It is! Haha! We can fit it in. Okay. So before I do that, though, I do want to extend this road a little bit. I'm going to turn the snapping back on. I prefer to have it most of the time. All the way to here. I'm actually going to change the road style most of the way until about here. These lines in here are supposed to be parking spaces. I've never actually seen them used, so I don't know if they actually work. But alright, so place it just right. Look at all those happy faces! Haha! Happy faces! Now, does it have power? No. It'll need power. So we're gonna some power lines. Ah man, come on. Really? Really? Can't be too easy, apparently. So do it the hard way. Oh, it's because of the elevated road, of course. That would do it. Yes. All right. Cool. My bad. Not paying attention. See, there's an elevated road. I didn't really see it as elevated. In my defense, I did recently get glasses, and I'm not wearing them, so that's probably why. That's my excuse, at least. All right. So let's see. Instead, what we'll do is we'll simply build some stuff. And what we'll build is we'll do some offices. Right here. And some light commercial here. And we will then hope something comes in so that the power will spread across the road and the railroad lines and into this area. And of course, to sort of help that along, water. Always water. Okay, so let's see here. I want to also add a few smaller roads to fill in this area here around the airport. I think I can fit a parking lot in there. Yes, indeed, I can. That is good. Huh? So you gotta have parking lots next to the airport, of course. So I'm gonna put a couple of those in there. And we're going to also put a walking path in. Right there. Here. Huh? Now I'm thinking, can I put a walking path under the elevated road and connect it up somewhere meaningful? That might be an option. Like I have a road that ends here. Could possibly. Yes. Oh, come on. I almost had it. I'm not sure what. There it is. The intensity of that. Who says this isn't an intense game? Crazy, crazy people. Oh, hi, other cat. Other cat is here. I'm adding some high-density commercial stuff in here next to the airport because both are really noisy, so they disturb each other. Maybe put some kind of large building here. Maybe not this because you know that just seems like something airplanes would fly into. I don't know. Landing strip right here, a giant Ferris wheel. So maybe not that. I mean, I know this is not supposed to be a realistic build or anything, but come on. Everything in moderation, even the fantasy element. Possibly a skyscraper, too big. All right, too big, too big. That one's not too big, but it's huge. So it's too big in a different way. I thought I built that one already. Oh, that one sucks. Doesn't fit. Doesn't fit. I don't want to park. I don't want to freaking park. Government offices? I mean, they fit. It's kind of a weird place to put them, though. I think we're going to put these here. There. Alright, we have some government offices right here next to the airport. Seems reasonable enough, I guess. It is now. Alright. And we have power now because my plan worked. It jumped across once something built here, so that's great. I don't have any plans to expand this area too much right now. I just wanted to get it up and running. I want to return to this area over here and fill this in. Because, oh my god, no water. Guys, well, that's the plan. We only have so many episodes left. This is session 18 out of 20. So... yeah, who knows? Stuff's gonna happen. It has to happen fairly quickly. Can't waste too much time dilly-dallying with fleshing out airports and such. I'm just gonna fill in this whole area with water. I have it fresh in mind. There we go. So now this whole empty spot over here is all ready to go. Water-wise. There's lots of stuff down here that I would like to fill in as well. Mainly little roads like these little roads that are over here, same as the little roads that are over there. I really like those little sort of petered out neighborhoods on the edge of town. But again, I don't have time for that right now. So what are we looking at? We're looking at some high density and some office buildings to expand on. There's a lot of residential stuff coming in over here. I'm thinking we could have a small pocket of industrial stuff down here. The problem with that is, of course, it always causes traffic. But, you know, YOLO, I guess? What kind of road do I have there? Okay, got one of those turn lane ones. Okay, I'm gonna switch that out for road here. That all the way down here. And what I'm doing right now is I'm outlining this new industrial area. Here's where those grid lines are really handy, because I want this one to fit with this, and then take it across here. I'm doing all this in an effort to try to avoid too much traffic by spreading out the roads a little bit, using T's more than X's and stuff like that. Trying to think ahead just a little bit and not make the same mistakes over and over and over that I have been making. And that I make every game I play of this. I think I can afford to put one of these in here. I can make that up here. Alright, so what we'll do now is I will simply start zoning some industrial stuff. I don't want it to go all the way up there because of pollution, so we're going to keep it to this area here. I do think we can probably fill this opening in. I do want to have sort of a boundary, and I think this is probably good enough. So we will fill in some. Actually, let's throw in a park or something there. A little bit bigger. I want the one that's even bigger. I think that's this one. Oh, that's huge. I mean, I could fit. Yeah, I'll fit that in there. That looks really great. Yeah, that works really well. I'm happy with that. However, I do want to have some commercial buildings filled in here. Now I have something to work from. I'm glad to see that this is already filling in. There was a demand for it, so I just didn't have a good spot to put it because of that pollution. But I think this will be okay. These people over on this other side of the freeway, they might complain a little bit down the road, but that's not my problem right now. I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, no fire protection here. Let's see. It is an industrial area, so it's pretty important. I'm going to add that in. In a way that makes sense. This makes sense. Hi, cat. Also, healthcare. Let's look at that. That looks okay, actually, right now. Up here is a little bit different. Let's throw one in. A little clinic. Right here. Oh. Kitty cat has a water bowl on my desk, and he is out of water, so he's complaining. So, excuse me one moment. I have a little refill sitting nearby. There you go. Alright. Okay, so it is expanding with that new industrial zone right here. So that's great. However, we have lots more work to do. And it's not wasting more time. Let's see. I'm thinking about a good way of expanding into this area here without connecting directly up to these two. I think what I'll do is I'll expand on this one here. And do something like this. Just a little circle here. Some smaller roads connecting. That works pretty well. And just because I did it on the other side, I'll do it here as well. This is the kind of stuff where I can always, if this becomes a traffic problem, I can always just tear it down later. Right now it's not a problem, so I'm willing to take the risk. So I'm going to expand on this area here. A little bit of a free-form road. Try to follow the other one. I do want to distance it a little bit so that I get a grid on both sides. This actually looks pretty good. Switching to straight roads. A little off compared to where I want it to be. We can fix that. So let's just go up to here for now. And then this little node here. Do a little cheat. And it's still a little crooked, but you know what? Such is life. Show me a street in a real city that's completely straight. I'm sure they exist, but you know, most of them are not. Even though they look like they're straight on a map. So we'll just chalk it up to realism. And we're gonna go with more of those smaller roads. Do this up here. And as before, I'm trying to limit the number of connections while still having multiple connections. So I am going to connect up to this road on this side, but I don't want to necessarily do it right here because, let's see, is there a light here? It's already, yeah, there's a light. It's already a meter light, so I guess we can do that. This. So now I have all this space in here to fill in with roads and such. And when I see a space like this, I kind of want to get creative and not just do that regular grid that most people will probably do, and I often do it as well. But what I like to do is I like to grab some kind of road type. Let's go with some trees, and then do a crazy road. And the crazy road in this case, I'm thinking it's going to go from here, or maybe here. But I'm thinking here. And then, like, end up here somewhere. Actually, let's start it here. It's not really that crazy, but... Ooh, that's a little tight. Alright, well, you know what? That works. I like it. Now, I'm going to turn... Now I'm going to use one-way roads. That was kind of the idea here. To turn this area into a little loop-de-loop. Actually, I want to stick with the freeform for this. I like having these weird sort of loop-de-loop. It's almost a roundabout, but really not. It's like a roundabout on drugs. But it creates a fun little different style of road. And I'm going to supplement that with a few one-way connections. Not there. Alright, so we got separate ins and outs over here. I do want to have some kind of connection between these two. I'm thinking like just like this, actually. That might work. Alright. And dun 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 dun. I'm thinking I might do something along the lines of this. Yeah, I like that. Alright, so we got a bunch of roads in here now, and this looks pretty good. We got this bigger area here. I'm hoping to fit in something like not so yeah. One of these I was hoping to fit in. I'm so close. I'm so close! Listen. What else do I have? That was it. Then I have these that I can't build yet for some reason, right? So why can't I build this? Because I already built it. I can still build it. Wait, what? Oh, it might be because it's from like a pack or something. I like the motel. I just want to have a motel now, just because it's a motel. I'm gonna put it near the airport, of course. Actually, why not put it right next to the airport? Oh, the building already exists. Yeah, there you go. I don't actually necessarily know that I have the actual motel, but it might be that it's sharing a resource or something. I'm not an expert on that part of the game. Anyway, thanks for that, cat. Kitty cat just splashed water on me. As a punishment, I should eat this tater tot. Alright. If we can't put in any fancy buildings, at least I want to put in like some sports stuff. People like their sports stuff, and why should they not? Of course, there's a big park right there. Here, people seem to be like, I need stuff to do. Okay, cat, we're done. With the splashing of the water. Let's see. Stop it, cat. Or you lose your water privileges on my desk. I don't know how that even started. It's just one of those things. Alright, so we have some high density commercial buildings here. See if I can create a bit of a buffer with some offices. Be a little bit creative with this. A lighter density here. Like that. Pepper in some residentials. I like where this is going already. Yeah, sure, why not? Famous last words, right? Yeah, sure, why not? We're definitely going to be needing some services before I forget. Fire safety seems alright, but I don't trust that. So, just because the firefighters can get everywhere doesn't mean that they're not spread out thin enough that it's going to be a problem if there are multiple fires at the same time. So, as a preventive measure, I like to have more fire stations than I need. Cops. Need some cops. Why not put some cops down here? Can they get everywhere from there, though? Yeah, good enough. Good enough. Oh yeah, there's no cops over here either. This is like the neighborhood of lawlessness. Oh well. Crime rate is low. It's all good. Alright. We need some schools probably too. Yep, sure enough. Elementary schools. Let's see, where's the nearest one? Way over there. So let's put it diagonally across. That would make it right here. Make it one of the first buildings on the tree-decorated so-called crazy road. And high schools. We still need high schools? Maybe I can put a high school in. Nope. Get the middle finger from the game on that one. I didn't leave myself enough room for a high school, did I? Really? So close! There's so many roads where I'm close, but there's just no cigar for me here. At all? Okay, so maybe, perhaps, perchance I can fudge it. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. I'll pause the game for a sec. Take this. Yo, sorry. But, this is gonna happen. Get that shorter. It's a little sharp there, but it is what it is. I'm gonna put the school in first and worry about the details later. There we go. So the reason I left a little bit of a gap there is so that I can put in the pedestrian path here to here. Maybe not. From here to here. Thus allowing more people to walk to school. That's the idea, at least. And let's also throw in path. Here. Here. I do like my pedestrian paths. Always have, always will. Of course, there's no real, like, crosswalk here. Probably put a crosswalk in by changing the type of road just in this one spot. Yep, sure enough, that creates a crosswalk. Now let's see what happens if I change it back. Ah, I was hoping it would, like, I could use it as a hack. However, whatever. I guess it doesn't work to just take out the trees. I have to change it to like bike lanes or something. Not a one-way. You know what? Let's throw in some bike lanes. Why? Got what I needed, which was the crosswalk. Alright, but I was in the middle of zoning. And as you might be able to tell, I'm thinking of, as we get closer to this part of town, we're going to have more low density stuff. This. Alright. As always, I like to throw in just a little bit of commercial stuff, or commercial zoning to mix up the residential zoning, so people don't have to walk too far to get to the store. Debating with myself whether or not to make this residential or commercial. Make it residential, I think. Alright, a little bit of commercial here. A couple offices near the high school. It's not unheard of. How about a medical clinic? Oh my goodness, we definitely need a medical clinic. Holy crap. Yes. We could put it one next to the cops, I guess. Doesn't really cover everything though. How about putting one here on the main street? Yeah, I want to do that. Easily accessible. I guess I could put in a cemetery. I want to put in a cemetery. And I'm also going to put in, at the opposite end here, I'm going to put in crematorium. Alright, so now we've taken care of the sick, we've taken care of the dead, we've taken care of the kids. What do we have left? Fires, we've taken care of that, we've taken care of the crime. I feel like this has come together now. Just make sure everything's zoned. Everything is not zoned yet, so still have some zoning to do. I might do more commercial here in the middle. This is kind of like a main road. The others are this is a one-way, so it makes more sense to have the commercial stuff on the two-way road. Alright, this is heavily zoned now. That's awesome. I like that. Let's see. Let's throw in a little bit of commercial here as well. Just a few high-density apartment buildings here. As we come around the corner. I'm not sure why I did that, but I did it, so here we are. I think there's room for a few offices here. There's definitely also room for some kind of road connection in there. Let's see what we got. I thought about doing it one way, but I'm not going to do that. Just straight across. That. Get a lot more out of the zone that way. It also creates a transition between the high-density residential, and then there's a little bit of transition here into the more low-density stuff. And that all adds to that final feel. As always, put the commercials on the corners. I'm also going to speed up time a little bit so that things can grow faster. Go. Things are coming together now, I feel. At least a little bit. Ah, almost done with the zoning now. I think I like this. I think I like it. Turns out we adding that little industrial zone there, I think was a good idea. I think that was needed. Definitely adds to the town. I feel like it's starting to look like what I wanted it to be. And why not take this opportunity to add in a little bit of that extra detail that I was talking about earlier. So we're free falling this road. This. And someone here is going to lose their house. Actually, no, maybe not. Oh yeah, sorry guy, you lost your house. It's tempting, but I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to leave it like this. For no real reason other than it adds a little bit of flavor. Flavor is always a good thing. I'm doing the same here, just to mix it up a little bit. Break it up, make it look different. I need that one. Alright, of course I gotta have to rezone some of this. To make it work. And as always, it's good to leave some gaps. With these smaller roads, it just adds to the feel. However, I do like to put stuff on the ends, because I feel like, why would you build a road all the way to the end if you're not going to build anything at the end? You know what I'm saying? I think that one's connected to this road. Skip that, and... boom, already someone moved in there. And we're going to definitely want a walking path. Restyle it over here. See, there's a lot of people waiting for the bus there. So those people probably would appreciate a walking path. And we could even... fit here. We could try to do one here in the center. And that. Like that. Just hope there's not too much. It could be a little much. Get rid of the nub here. Okay, let's see. For now, might be good. This one. Bulletins are coming in, so that's good. How about over here? Central Road filled in pretty quickly. Those were mostly commercial buildings. And yeah, residential is lagging behind a little bit, but people are coming, so it's pretty good. Let's make a district. Let's make a district. I'm going to cut into the existing one. A brand new district. Hickory District. Not for long. We're also going to expand Young Plains to fit this whole half of the expansion. Alright, so Hickory District. We'll need a new name for that one. I'll think about that while I eat tater tot. This is not bad. This is not bad at all. How does it look over here in airport land? Well, everything I've built over here seems to have filled in. Yep, it sure has. I think I want to do a little bit of a... something like this. To add a few more buildings around the airport. And on the other side of it, of course. It's pretty close. That's okay. Now I'm thinking about how I could add another connection, but I mean, I already have a connection right here, which is great. Still though, I'm thinking about it. How's the water situation? It's pretty good. So, let's make more commercial buildings. I think I want to leave this area right here, or at least limit it, because I don't want to build like right up against the runway. It looks weird. Like that. At least leave a gap like that. And is this just one solid block? It is. Okay, I'm gonna go with it. I don't think anybody wants to live right there, honestly. Start with this, see what happens. I mean, there is quite a bit of traffic coming out of there. Of course, what we could do is we could put in another bus line or something like that. Oh, that's a good one. Let's see, we have a bus that comes close, but it doesn't go all the way there. So we have a bus terminal over here, so I'm going to start from there. Okay. It's going to be a one hell of a route, I'm telling you now. Let's start here. Okay, let's just start. Let's start here. Boom, like that. Where am I going? Over here. Okay, so this might be the best way to go. I'm going to share a stop with the green line. Then I'm going to continue going. There's a subway line here, so let's make sure we stop by that. This roundabout does not have a ton of traffic on it, which pleases me greatly. So much so that I'll add a bus stop right. Ooh, do I go this way or? I mean, I think the most direct way is this way, so I'm gonna add a stop there. Add a stop by this hospital here. Now, I don't want to go all the way direct. I do want to actually. There we go. Snake a little bit through the neighborhood. Like this. Just gotta make sure I end up in the right spot, though. Yeah, this looks good. Once again, we connect with the green line. We'll follow the green line for a couple stops, and then we're gonna circle down, or move down here. And I'm just double checking. Yep, we're definitely going the right way. That's great. We're finally here. Airport. Oh, I do have to. Really have to go all the way down here? Okay, I might as well put a stop in there then. And put a stop on the other side of the road from the airport. That's what we're going here. I'm sure this is really covered. Stop at the school, because we're good like that. And then we can look at the sweats right here. Yeah, I'm liking this. So we had a little bit of snake in this direction coming in, and then we go on the other side coming back. So it works out. And terminal is this way. So again, we meet up with the green line, but this time we're not following it. We have to stop right across the street from it. Here. Then complete the line. Alright, sweet. We have a bus that meets up with the airport. That's pretty important. Let's color this one. Let's color it. I want to make it hot pink. I think I have another one that's hot. It's like 14, so maybe not hot pink, maybe more like Barbie pink. You can definitely see it on the map. Alright, cool. Let's see it. Here. Garbage is an issue. Alright. Just take a little garbage. There's a garbage station right there, but can we not get there? There's a truck. So hold up, yo. Hold up, it's just that they have to get there. But there isn't a good way to turn around without going all the way in here. That is, that's an oversight on my part. I should have made a little, like, roundabouts. Swaths of people walking down this walk path. That is a good thing. That's a lot of people. Tourists. Ah. Yeah, it makes sense. Alright. Let's hop back over here to the Hickory District, which we still have to rename. Let's see how things are going. Like, just sometimes just sitting back and just watching. Maybe I should name it after tater tots. Tot Square. That's what it's called. And by building Tot Square, I've actually finally connected up to Stickland, which was, for the longest time, the outlying sort of faraway place. And now that I'm here, I'm like, I should expand Stickland. So why not? Let's do that. Let's expand Stickland. That. Two offshoots. I don't want Stickland to be too dense. So it's supposed to be a woodland area, so let's keep it that. I'm sort of thinking about whether to have a few small offshoots. road like this. Just goes in a little bit. Just to try something different, I guess. Let's start with this. Make sure it has water. Already I'm running out of water again. I feel like I'm constantly building new water stuff. Right. And I want to make sure that stick line actually extends as far down as I want it to. Now it does. It was pretty close already. It's pretty close. So I'm just going to fill these in right away because there aren't many trees here anyway. What I'm aiming to do is keep some of those trees that are already here, like this guy. Build in between. There are so many levels of detail that you could put into this game. Just like selective zoning and stuff like that, that's about the level of detail that I'm happy with. There are some people that go absolutely bananas. I mean, I've seen some streams and YouTube channels where people are building like copies of their hometown and things like that. To me, that's just crazy. I mean, in a good way crazy, but crazy nonetheless. That's probably all I'm going to put in right here. So a little bit of residential stuff to go with it. These are all going to be small houses. That's all I leave room for. Small houses. Of course, the corner stores that I am so fond of. This and better check this. Oh my goodness, no fire department in Stickville. Oh yeah, who needs fire department next to the lumber industry? It's just wood. How bad could it be? Let's put that in as quickly as possible. I'm actually surprised that I hadn't thought of that until now. It scares me. Maybe I'm not such a good mayor after all. I don't know. I'm happy to see an expansion of Stickland. Stickland had a bad rep for a while when I first built it. Was out in the sticks. Meanwhile, we have crossed the 80,000 population line. This is pretty dense right here. It's a little less dense because I left some room. This worked out pretty good. So, oh my god, the traffic here is insane! This leads me to believe that it's time to add another crossing. Where possibly an extension of this. Do I just make it elevated the whole way? Ooh, looks at the train. That works. Then of course I have to figure out what to do with it now that I'm here. Connect with it just on that bridge. Like this, sort of. I'd like that to be a little smoother. Yes, alright. And as an extension of that, I will also build this road here. Extend this one. Building roads, man, is really like such an important part of this game. I can't stress it enough. It really is. Ooh. Not digging how we're coming in here. That's better. Alright, we have a connection, and I think this already now you can see how we closed this off over here first, then I closed this off over here, and it's already just naturally started growing and filling out more space. And that's gonna carry over as we try to complete the town. And I think I'm going to let this upper part here, Umberhulk Heights and Stickland, I might expand Umberhulk Heights a little bit, but I'm probably not going to build anything significant on this side. And sort of try to keep this to the border. Same over here. This road here is the northern border of town, really. And I'm going to try to peter it out in this area. As for this right here, I'm going to try to find a good way to wrap that up. I think, you know what, we can play around with that a little bit. Right here. I am about to end the stream not too far into the future, but before I do, what do we got here? Why can I not do that? Oh, it's straight road. You got a straight road for me? Straight road? Straight road. Alright. Snapperoo here. So, what I'm thinking is coming up here somehow, connecting. Straight line. Like that. We found a pretty good end to this elevated road here, I feel. Might be able to do some magic over here, connect that down or expand it a little bit somehow. I'll think about it, depending on time. This is still like the mystery area. This is not. This is going to be fixed. This is going to be closed off. Might detail the edges a little bit, but that's about it. I think I'm just going to leave this untouched, probably. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Treatville. as it looks towards the end of session 18. Now, of course, to take the screenshot for this session, I think we're gonna just look out over our new district here, with Stickland in the background, and its expansion also visible. Just trying to find the right angle. If we do it this way, you can't really. You can sort of make out the airport out there in the distance, but unless you know what it is, it's not going to make much sense. There's an airplane though coming up. I'll take the screenshot. All right, here we go. All right. Treatville, session 18. As always, archives are going to be stored on both Twitch and YouTube, and you can catch all the previous sessions there or skip around in them, whatever feels right for you. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and Treatville will return for session 19 in the near future.